All right, legends. Today is a good day, and the reason is that we are getting back into the Barra. Have been a little bit slack on the progress because of COVID and waiting on parts, but we now have parts. We're gonna make this thing pretty. I've already degreased the block, and regarding parts, we've got everything that we need to get this long block back together again. Reason we were waiting on a couple of things was when I took it apart, cylinder 6, if you can see in there, that's a leaky stem seal. So while we were there, also cylinder 2 had a little bit, a little bit of oil in there. That could be because it's currently on the exhaust stroke. It also could be because the seals have started to fail. So spoke to Mick, he said just do it. Went ahead, got a full set of stem seals. While we're doing the stem seals, we went with the Crow Cams upgraded valve springs. Genuine spark plugs with the E07 on the end of it. In my wagon, I have got E09s. The 7 refers to the spark plug gap. So it went 7s from a recommendation from my tuner. New timing set, including chain, tensioner, and guides. When doing valve springs, because of the extra tension on these, it's sort of recommended. Yes, people all the time just do valve springs and have no issues. But better to be safe than sorry. New rear main. If everybody knows anything about Barras, they leak rear mains. Also on a front main, as well as the sump gaskets. So the most exciting thing of all of this is a set of Calford Cams 218As. For those playing at home, here's the spec sheet, provided I can stop the gloss. And the reason for putting these camshafts in, as most people will know with FG cams, they are prone to a hardening failure on the camshafts, and this one here is no different. It's not as bad as what I've seen, but it's definitely already showing signs of the hardening fail. So I'll get it to zoom if I can. So I don't know if you can see it there. Oh, that's a half decent shot of it. Good old GoPro. Alrighty, so I've got the block painted just quickly. Engines at TDC of the compression stroke on cylinder 1. Just going to crack the cam bolts. That way, if it does change, I can at least turn it back to TDC. So we'll do that just quickly. Then we'll take the harmonic balancer off, and then it's time to pull the timing cover off.
You'll notice through there 8mm from memory. Now, you should be able to pry the cover off.
There it is. We're now going to take off the cam girdles or cam caps, call them what you will. These need to stay where they are, as when they machine the heads, they're machined with the cam caps in place. If you ever take them off and you forget which ones go where, if you have a look at the notching of them, there's half moons taken out. So the rear ones, exhaust side on the left hand side has that notch, intake side, right hand side has that notch, and then intake side on the front too has the notch, and obviously that has no notch. So that's how you can tell, just for those playing at home. We'll now take off the tensioner. We'll release the tension off of the chain, and then we will slowly take off the cam caps evenly, slowly, and then that way we keep the same amount of tension across the camshaft. Because they're so long, we don't want anything breaking. Access to a little eyelet. You can stick a bit of silver solder in there or in whatever you've got laying about. That way when you go to retension it, you can put the tensioner back on, pull the solder out, and then that'll then push the plunger and hold tension on the chain. We'll undo those 3 10mm. Come on. All right. Guides off. We'll now undo this guide. goes. Camshafts are out. I've taken the lifters out, as well as the roller rockers. Now it's time to do the valve stem seals, springs, retainers. You can hire a tool or you can buy a tool. They're about 350 bucks. I didn't want to do either, so I just made my own tool. 5mm flat stock steel, and then basically stuck a builder's bevel on to get that angle. Couple of M10 bolts, and then tap the threads to suit. Bolts down, hole in the center to pressurize the chamber, and then made up a little valve tool that then sits on top of the valves, just like so. Alright guys, this is the joys of buying cars with unknown engines. If you can hear that, that is leaking valves in cylinder 3. Now, I've already done the stem seals, springs and retainers on the exhaust side on cylinder 1. Number 2 I went to do and had a slight hiss. Number 3 started pouring out. I'm going to check 4, 5 and 6, but now we're ripping the head off and sending this off to the machine shop. Not that you can feel it or see it, but there is a slight leak out of cylinder 4. Cylinder 5 has a massive leak. You can probably hear it. That's cylinder 6. Ah, far out. Well guys, you asked to come along and you asked for all the details, and I'm telling you, you cannot make this shit up. So in the end, cylinders 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Yes, there could be carbon sitting on the seats, but look, we've got to strip down to a long block basically. I'm not taking the risk. We'll just rip the head off of it, throw a head gasket on it, as well as a set of head studs now. So I'll rip this head off and we'll get it down to the machine shop. It's a 7.
Oh, that's tight.
Alrighty. There is the cylinders. Alright guys, that'll do it for this episode. Short block, heads over there. As I said, we'll send that off. Yeah, look, sorry, it is what it is. I thought we were going to be slapping some valve springs in here and then getting this back as a long block, but that didn't happen. So thanks for watching. On the next episode, we're going to fit the PJ's adapter kit to the back of the ZF. So we'll get onto that while we wait for this to come back. Thanks for watching.